Um, and this is no different. It's just that it feels like Pikachu has more ways of reversaling you. Um, and in that sense, you want to make your edge guards while you want to make them safe, so like you don't get reversal that often, you want to make them consistently good. So my problem with this matchup before was that I just didn't edge guard. So what I'd do was I would just like get Pikachu off stage, then I'd claim center, which is fine sometimes. Like you're like positioning yourself and you're putting yourself in a good position, but you're not really getting. You need like a few like efficient kills throughout the course of a set, right?
Yeah, I feel
So
like that's like what basically what I tried to do in this set was like I basically didn't
you
go
take
for any
center.
edge guards
Right.
and
And we can
like
talk about my
I
edgeguard tree.
I don't even
Um,
know like what even really is the value of taking center versus Pika because like doesn't he have like a good ledge dash and
yeah, he has a good ledge dash, but pretty much every Pikachu will ledge dash, and then their go-to is Nair out of that. And if you take center, you can easily just space around that and wall it. They're not, I mean, on a stage like Yoshi's, I guess, it might be a little harder to let, you might want to take like deeper center. Um, but it's still, I can't tell you how many times that I've played against Pika, it's, and Axe included, as just like take center and like won a neutral exchange from that. But the problem is, like you said, getting the kill. Um, and I'm going to talk about my edge guard tree real quick. Um, if I so first of all, there's some new stuff, or not new, but like there's some stuff that Ty, I don't know if you saw
yeah.
this,
I
posted
saw I
about.
saw that you retweeted it.
Yeah. So I've been working on that's I think is a really I think Ty kind of overused it because I watched the set and I think he used it that down air too many times when Pikachu was at like higher percent where he could have just opted for F smash or neutral B.
Hmm.
Um Now if you get Pikachu off stage at like 0 to 40%, I think that's really good to go for. Especially and the key is that the Pikachu is recovering from lower. If I see that Pika is recovering from lower, that's my cue. Right now, I if they're at low percent, I would go for a down tilt. And if they're at higher percent, I charge neutral B. And the way it works, like it's if you start going for this, I think you're gonna find a lot of success with it. Um, Now, I mean, you've watched me play friendlies against Tyler Swift, right? And go for that.
Yeah, a few times here and there.
Yeah.
Seem to do a little better than me.
It definitely yeah, it's definitely really good. I think F Smash it's like similar, like a similar window, but the neutral B like lingers longer. Is I think that's what someone told me. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It's just slightly lower range,
yep.
so it has
Yeah.
its trade-offs.
Yeah. So what you want to do, since it's gonna be like hard to get the Pikachu to recover low all the time, because it's not preferable for them, um, you want to like grab the ledge preemptively to kind of shift the way they recover. Then I like to do regular get up and then be prepared to do my edge guard out of that. If you know that
Interesting.
the Pikachu is recovering high and there's nothing you can do about that, one down tilt to cover the one zap on the ledge, and then you're out. Like you do that one down tilt and then you run center. So it's the same principle of like staying safe while like shooting your shot with the edge guard. If you do land the down tilt, if the window is like very tight and hard to land, then you force the Pikachu to cover lower, and then you go from there. The lower edge guards are easier. Um, but I'm sure you've seen when I like miss my down tilt versus Tyler, I'll run center and he does this thing where he ledge dashes and then he runs with me, and then there's like a mix-up game out of that. Um, but I think it's very Marth favored once he takes center. Um, does that make
Okay,
sense?
so few clarifications on edge guarding. Do you think it's
Sure.
possible to edge guard Pikachu when he only does like one up B, just one zip when he's above the ledge?
Right. That's what I'm talking about is that like that down tilt is very like hard to like I there have been times where I hit it like pretty consistently. Yesterday I was hitting it like not so consistently, but it was okay that I wasn't hitting it because
Okay.
it was the same principle of taking center right after
So even if
letting.
you miss a down tilt, you just dash back immediately and try to
Yep.
play a mix up out of it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. You rush center if it whiffs. Now, if he's low, like I said, that is your time to like be aggressive about your edge guard.
Yes.
And
Okay.
like
Yeah, that makes
really just
sense.
really just experiment with that neutral beat.
So you
Never
think?
do that neutral beat when he's recovering from high, because then
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
leave
that makes
yourself super
sense.
vulnerable. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless like Ty did, if you're at low percent, Ty did do like that interesting thing
Jump
where
neutral beat.
well, not just that. Like if you commit too hard, but you're at low percent, you could like slide off and then double jump up air or
Oh,
double jump dair.
yes.
So there's
Yes.
that I
I was
saw.
trying that. I landed that, but I didn't drift with my downer, so I SD'd with it. But I landed it, so I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's
So
I my goal right now is to just spam that option as much as possible, even if I'm bad at it right now, because I think just having that as like it just in your repertoire is really, really good in
yeah,
the
yeah,
set. Because
yeah,
like you saw, if he hit it like 3 times, and that's
yeah,
huge.
yeah. I want Pikachu to die,
Yeah,
but
I mean, if you get that early kill, it's so good.
yeah. So you
And had
think the truth
yeah,
in this matchup is edge guards? Because like I don't personally really see it with tech chasing or juggles because there's like a lot of counterplay to that.
there's a lot of counterplay with juggles, that's for sure. It's still really good and
Hmm.
like fast way to rack up percent from like the 0 to 60 range off of up throw. Oh, well, I guess pretty much Zoo came into my chat yesterday and said he had an up throw flow chart from 0 to 60. I usually start up throwing around 20-ish.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't
and
think there's
I
anything
pre
true off of zero.
I prefer Rising Fair to up air in this matchup in terms of sharking.
Yeah,
I think
that makes sense.
it's just really, really good. Um, then tech chasing. I mean, I get some good stuff off of that. Like if you get Pikachu like a forward throw to the ledge where he can't slide off, you can cover a lot with F smash. Um,
Yeah, it's
the
just his second place. It's
second
pretty
place,
hard.
yeah, but you just got to get used to it, I think, because the other tech rolls are so bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
And once you get them off stage, then now you have your edge guard flowchart. It's like that becomes that S match becomes way more potent once you're comfortable with that edge guard flowchart.
Sure.
Um, and then what else was I gonna say? Um, how do you feel like I think edge guards are great, but like the thing that I think I've always been really good at in this matchup is just walling out Pikachu. I think the character is like pretty helpless if Martha's playing really, really safe and
So
not trying to go for scraps.
it is the walling is the main reason why you think because I've heard from offhand sources that you think Marth wins this matchup, and is walling
Yeah,
the main reason why?
I'd say so. Yeah, it's really hard for Pikachu. Like Pikachu has to like really, really outplay Marth to get a meaningful opening. It's just that meaningful opening is pretty scary once it happens. Um, I think proper DI. Do you feel like you're DIing properly on the
Yeah, I was
pairs
also going to ask like, if you get up smash that 40 50, is there a way to survive that?
at 40, 50?
Yeah, when you get up smashed at that range. I feel like that always gets comboed to a thunder or like
Uh, I
something like
mean, yeah,
that.
yeah. It's actually pretty rare that I get up smash now, just like out of up air, because I mean Tyler Swift told me to like you hold down on the tail spike, and that's like the hardest way for like Pikachu, like at certain percent ranges Pikachu can't combo off that. And also you want a slight DI behind on the up throw. And so it's you're like I feel like I'm rarely getting tail spike, not tail spike, just like up air up smashed in that
Uh
case. But yeah, if you do get up smashed, like I guess you just want to DI it out so you don't like it's just harder for them to get the thunder. Um, especially at like the 40 50 range. Does that make sense?
yeah, well, just like like sometimes I just get raw up smashed in neutral. Just
Raw
like
up
from
smash.
jumping
Okay, so
jumping
why do you think? Okay, yeah. So jumping in the corner is a no-go, right?
sure. Yeah, or
That's
just like
and
just jumping in place and they hard read it.
yeah, jumping in place. And you'll see they kind of have their tell for when they want to go for that. They'll start wave dashing in place a lot, so they're staying a more grounded. So this is what usually happens, right? This
Hmm.
Pikachu's have this cadence of, okay, I'm just gonna offer nair, and it's easy to wall that out with
Yeah.
like late forward airs. Um, then once they see that like they're like, okay, I'm getting walled out at every turn. They start wave dashing in place a little more, and they're looking for like trickier cadences. Maybe they up smash a jump. Maybe they like go for more like of a delayed nair. And that's when you want to switch to like down tilt. Like once they start wave dashing in place, that's your cue to just go into down tilt mode or like CC mode and just like threaten holding down. Um, I also want to mention that shield in this matchup is insanely strong. But what you want to make sure of, and I find myself making this mistake, and I have to remind myself a lot about, is when you shield and Pikachu hits you, like hits your shield, just reset the situation, and don't try to scrap out of that scenario. So like the most common like egregious example of that is shielding a Nair and then trying to wave dash out F smash. That is like the most nervous habit you could go for, and it's not gonna work. You want to
Yeah,
wave dash out and then reset to walling, and
sure.
and it'll frustrate the Pikachu. It's like I can't get a meaningful hit. Like there are times when I'm playing the matchup where I'm like, how are you gonna hit me? Like if I'm like walling perfectly, shielding at the right times, abusing CC, um, and like positioning myself center, it's like, yeah, they're really gonna have to like trick me to get this opening.
So, do you think if you can't, just theoretically speaking, if Mark can't
Mhm.
like juggle or edge guard, but he has all the good walling tools still, do you think Mark
Yes,
still
I
wins
still
this
think he
matchup?
wins. Yes,
Really?
I still do. It like and the fact of the matter is, Marth does have tools to make it more efficient, uh, make killing more efficient. So that's why I wholeheartedly believe that Marth wins.
So you think Mark has like should win like 90% neutral exchanges is what I'm hearing.
I mean, if I had to put a number on it, yeah. I mean, like if you watch my last sets versus Axe and like you watch like the walling out game, it's it's like I'd say like pretty oppressive on my end, with a few crumbles here and there where I
Yeah.
start like once he starts like adapting a little bit, um, I start like rushing in a little bit more, leaning more towards the scrap. And those sets with Axe were before I had thrown in more like optimized edge guards, and like just like ways of killing Pikachu. So yeah, I mean I do think Marth wins it.
Okay. And you think the primary tools are shielding,
Shield,
varying in
late forward
place,
air.
and
Yep, and down tilt.
down tilt? All
Yep.
right. Okay.
What you want to make sure of is that you're not forcing the grab either. It's very,
Yeah.
very. So
Yeah.
this is actually key because Pikachu has so many moments out of her
Yeah.
area,
A lot of
like
BS
back
stuff.
airing, right? Yeah. It's not. Just think down tilt instead on landing.
Yeah.
Don't go for certain grabs, and that'll be way more beneficial.
Yeah. Or
Um,
don't even grab at all, honestly. Grabbing is a myth in this matchup.
I mean, it's still good, I'd say. And interchanging between just like in the Marthita, right? You see me interchange between forward throw and up throw, or versus Sheik. It's very similar
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Sheik's
yeah,
combo
yeah.
way.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can get like regrab on forward throw if they're because it's harder to combo off of no DI on up throw, right? Or like DI
Yeah.
slight behind.
Hmm.
So that's when you need to start representing forward throw. Um, if you do that, and there's also some like stuff off stage where like you can do like forward throw dash attack, and then you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
down air. Like, have you seen me do that?
Yeah, I mean, I could also already imagine it
You can
based on DI
envision
mix.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a
Okay.
lot of the stuff I'm trying to think of. I've hit a lot of the key points.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like, the walling is like really the big thing I should just
I want to see the way you
consider
wall in
more.
this set. Yeah.
And also how I edge guard is probably like the next lowest hanging fruit I could improve upon.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I did get like some of Rishi's critique after I lost to Tyler, and he said that like
Uh-huh.
actually I wall fight. It's just I didn't edge guard much, but
Okay.
I do clearly lose some interactions, and maybe you may think differently. So I do have the link. You could share
Yeah, I
screen
see it.
it, and well, unless you want me to share screen, I don't
I can
mind.
scratch. It'll be easier if I share screen.
Yeah, so I do want your as much critiques as possible. See some stuff that you disagree with. I did lose all three games. I did go to last talk all of them, but yeah, I mean, like really, my biggest problem with this matchup isn't like anything like I don't know, Mark Pika BS related stuff. Just like I just don't know what I'm doing in this matchup. I'm just kind of
Finally.
feeling it out, getting
Fair.
kills here and there somehow, and just I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
It will be apparent that, especially when I get killed in some stocks, it's like I probably could have survived that if I knew what I was doing.
Sure. All right, let's do it. Let me actually move this here. Okay, cool. You can see fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. intro.
You're watching genetically modified organisms.
Okay, off the bat, at low percent, this Waveland Fair, I would say, is not the best idea, especially because Dan in particular
Plays you
will
too
he
much.
well he plays me. He is only going for a CC at this range. Like
Okay.
he wants you to hit him really bad. So you want to make sure that anything you throw out at this range, this percent range, is spaced really well. This Waveland Fair is not going to lend itself well to that because you're going to be right in, and he's
Okay.
going to get a CC grab, and that's what he was looking. He was looking for. He was holding down, so he
Hmm.
like tried to down smash out of that. You end up getting out of there, which is good. So you get the grab. I like down throw because forward throw doesn't combo at 0%.
Yeah.
Um, I like that. Taking center. I'm not a big fan of Nair in this matchup unless you like really call out the initial jump.
My Nair,
Um,
like that Nair is like a guess in how he might go in.
right. Um,
So like,
so
how do you suggest I like wall here? Like, do you think it should just be down tilts? Because like, he's very clearly CCing, and I don't feel like fair in place is like a very strong tool at this percent range.
it's not great. You could have instead of committing to the aerial when you were center, you could have jumped a couple times empty and then see what
Hmm.
he was doing.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So I could empty jump down to in place.
Empty jump down tilt is amazing. Yeah,
Oh,
because now
okay,
you're
okay,
recognizing he's not meeting me to air. That's fine.
okay. That makes
And
sense.
you see, so Dan will actually Axe here is naring every time. You never see Axe like go for like different aerials. Tyler Swift will do like he'll mix it up because it's like easier to mitigate CC with like down air or forward air, and it's just different timings to throw off Marth.
Yeah,
But you still see like because you're crouching, it wasn't that big of a deal. You
yeah.
reset out of it, still center. Position yourself in the corner a little bit too much, I think here. Um, yeah. So jumping here is a little scary, but let's see what happens here. So you're threatening down tilt. He gets down tilt a couple times. He's thinking, okay, I'm narrowing out of this. Um, so I think now we pick up on his cadence is that if he gets hit with like one down tilt initially, maybe it's time that we switch to a really fast aerial out of that, right? Like quickly switch to walling. So it's
So do you
about
think
like
there
finding
would
that
have been
rhythm.
good to like? Because I'm still not confident about doing a aerial here if I were to think about this matchup more.
Right
Because
here.
yeah, like, do you think that's the time to shield maybe?
Yeah, you could shield as well. And then wave dash out, take center, and then reset to walling.
Yeah, because
Um,
I don't because at this percent range, I don't know. It feels not my favorite to wall at that moment.
sure. Yeah. I like that taking center stage. Position yourself in the corner a little too much, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like you take center and then you just like kind of wave dash back a little bit, and that nair was really bad. Let's see. Yeah,
Basically, I think my approaches should just be taking space in this matchup. I shouldn't ever go in with that area or go in down so very much.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, or like run
Um,
up shield maybe.
Run up shield is fine. This fair,
Yeah, I should do that more
same
often.
problem as an air. Right. It's like really, this is like a hard read
Yeah, like
on
I
him.
this is like it. This is me screaming. I don't know this matchup.
Sure. So that gets you punished. So you do DI slight behind. Where do you think you held on this?
I don't know. I held a random direction, hoping I
Okay,
don't
so
die.
from now on, you're gonna smash down
Smash the eye
on this.
downwards.
Yep,
Okay,
downwards
all right. I'll keep
on
that in
that tail
mind.
spike. Because I feel like I fly. I do not feel like I get up smash
Yeah,
here.
I might be
Uh,
trying to survival DI,
right.
which would not be surprising.
So did you combo off this? No, he
I
missed
feel like
it.
he could have.
Yeah, I think he could have too. Okay, this is good. So all right, let's see.
Yeah, like
Right
I
here.
feel like those kind of edge guards, like I can't do anything about it, right?
You can't, but you can still threaten to get a little closer and down tilt here, and then peace.
Okay, like
But you decide to just immediately,
so. Do you
yeah.
think I should do the down tilt or threaten a down tilt?
Um, I think you do the down. Maybe this one's a little trickier because hmm. Yeah, you hit him from farther. You wave dash back initially, so I think if you walked a little bit after that fair, you could do the down tilt here. Um, Go for it. If you hit it, that's great because now he's lower. If
Okay,
not, immediately dash back center.
okay.
You that wasn't really a chump check. I think he got a good ledge dash, and then see. So even from here, you weren't really center, but you still like contested that ledge dash in air on a pretty good ledge dash, I'd say, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And that wasn't even like actually. I think that's a pretty. I think right here is like ideal
Yeah.
to stand. Like
Okay.
right, you can see my mouse, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think right there is really good. Um, okay, but I would still replace that with fair instead of nair. Um, yeah. So catch him here. It's really important that if he recovers high, that you're ready to like it just like get any aerial out there, right? Like if he recovers to the platforms, he's gonna be in enough lag to like like if he doesn't go ledge, just instantly up air him or instantly fair him. Just get that percent and like continue the sharking. Because like I feel like a lot of people will let Pikachu just go to the platforms and like have no consequence for it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, hard red there. I don't mind that so much
Yeah. If it works, you don't
if it
mind it.
works. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Take top. I think dash dance a
This is
little
what
too
I
long
mean.
here. For my liking right here, I think this is pretty useless.
Mhm.
This dash dance. Because Axe is gonna love that. He's gonna overshoot an air, and it's like there's no dash dancing around that.
Yeah.
Um, so then you pin yourself, yep, corner with that dash dance, and let's see what he was doing as you were in the corner. Oh, he didn't even wait dash in place or anything. He just kind of hard called it.
Yeah, I mean,
All
like, I
right,
am jumping at, like, a pretty reactable range for him.
let's see how many times he did it. So one, two. Oh, he did after one. Okay. Um, yeah, it's just a this is a no-go to jump here.
Sure.
Instead, maybe use the side plats to escape,
Hmm.
run center. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Try to use center a little more, is what you're saying.
yes. So he gets that into Thunder. Okay. So 0%, remember, he is looking for CC. Like he's just gonna be like, yep. You saw he was
Yep.
like
He's like,
he just yeah,
I
and
really want
he's
that
holding
grab.
down a lot. Yeah, he wants that grab really bad.
Oh,
So
fuck.
this is really frustrating. Pikachu's, keep in mind, they love aerial spot dodge.
Yeah, of
Aerial spot
course.
dodge. This grab is what I was talking about in terms of forcing it. You have to be okay with just like resetting and not be like, sure, you get these grabs sometimes, right?
Yep.
What Ty is really good at actually is he understands this like pattern so well that he pivoted F smash X out of the spot dodge and
Yeah.
got like tippers.
Yeah.
So if you feel confident about it, I think that's way more bang for your buck
Yeah.
than just this,
Oh,
where
well,
you're
at
gonna
this
get
percent range, I should probably go for a dare regrab, or at least just
Jerry
fairy him.
grab, yeah, something, but like higher percents. Like I remember when I played Roy versus X, it was so funny because I didn't even have to pivot or anything. He would like aerial spot dodge, and then I just like S smash on Yoshi's, and he just fly. It was
Interesting.
actually pretty satisfying. But with Marth, I think the pivot might be kind of beneficial.
Yeah.
So let's see. Again, I think the DI is
Yeah.
slightly off
Okay.
here.
SDI down.
Yep.
I'll keep that in mind.
Because Dan, I used to play Dan, and he'd be like, "You shouldn't be getting hit by this." I'm like, "Okay," and now I feel like I don't get hit by it
Okay.
unless it's like certain niche percents. Okay. Challenge him on the plat a little bit. I like that Pikachu's shield kind of sucks. Oh, I think the video just lagged there. Okay. So yeah, this range a little too close.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I'm scrapping here. I need to
A
be at like
little too
that, the
like
end range of Galint.
he could definitely ledge dash up smash you here.
Yes.
So all right, let's see the shield situation. You see, you didn't wave that shot. Maybe you meant to wave that shot, but it looks
Maybe.
like you just
I
joined the
forgot.
scrap. Maybe you're trying to down air out of shield here, which is a no-go. Um, way more beneficial to wave dash out. And honestly, I know I prioritize center, but I might go this way and like then dash forward out of it,
Sure.
just
Yeah.
because you have more space there. Okay, forward throw. So I think this is the right call. Just a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay, yeah. Um, you went for the F smash on the landing. He catches you with down smash. Really bad recovery. Um,
Say it as
yeah,
it is.
that could have been bad.
No, yeah, I should have died for that.
The yeah, he almost got you. Downer again. Okay, you got center. So here, you have to grab the ledge. What would I have done here? I think this was actually fine. You could have gotten something out of that, I think.
I was
Even
waiting for a
another,
spot dodge there.
you're waiting for one, yeah. So he ends up rolling. And again, he was going for that up smash. Um, the snare was a little risky. I'm actually surprised he didn't get it, but you just end up barely clipping him. The same lesson here in terms of jumping in the corner. Um, Not bad. So here I would have, as he's falling, grab ledge real quick right here, and then regular get up to
Okay.
kind of like force him to go low. Um, that ended up working. I think that was kind of a bad recovery by him.
Yeah.
I don't know why he get maybe he was just trying to go ledge and messed up.
Fuck.
Dang, what happened? It was just a new raw one.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he called out your okay, yeah. That was invulnerability. This was bad, even though you got the grab. I guess it's more okay because you're invulnerable. Um, but make sure you're not doing that regularly.
yeah.
Sharking with up throw at low percent is really hard on Battlefield and not after your stadium. 'Cause of that situation, just like Sheik, right?
hmm
So I think down throw might have been a little more beneficial. Um, okay, I like this a lot. Empty. Oh yeah, yeah. These
I think I
fairs are
should have
great.
emptied down tilted.
Empty down tilt would have been good there, yeah. I don't mind that dash attack. Okay. See it. Again, right? What does he do out of
Spot
the
dodge.
or not just that, but from the ledge. Ledge has to hang.
Yeah. Ledge,
Yep.
ledge in air.
And then spot dodge, yeah. So yeah, just being cognizant of this pattern.
Well,
This is
but by
like
the way, with shielding as well, like you say to reclaim center or at least avoid the scrap, would you do the same thing off of CC as well?
of resetting to center.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, I'd say so. Maybe even just like spamming down tilt out of it, just like to get him off. It might be worse because he's really close in. Um CC down tilt might not be a bad choice. Just to like
Okay.
and like really go for like the fast ones just to get him off.
Sure. All right. But anyways, what were you gonna say?
I cannot remember. But yeah, you see the same pattern.
Yes.
This is his like go-to. Okay. So this is your cue, right? He's dash dancing prolonged. He sees you jump here. So empty land, down tilt. Like I haven't seen you really just like force him
Yeah.
to be
Like,
scared of that.
I haven't really shown anything to beat its weight.
Right, yeah. And this S smash is a no-go. Like so if it hits, it's great, but it's like really hard to get it, and now you get reversaled, and that could have been way worse.
Yeah.
So this just replace this with down tilt, and if you
Honestly, if I
hit it,
timed it a little later, I could have hit it. But
that S
yeah.
smash,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, how often do you want to do that though?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, like, do you feel like that's reliable?
No.
Yeah, yeah. So
Imagine though.
down tilt, yeah. I mean, that would have been juicy. Um, could have been worse. You're back center. Nice, you get that.
I didn't expect him to just like ram at me there.
Yeah, this is really good by him. Instead of panicking with spot dodge or something, this is something Mango is really good at with spacies, is acting aggressively out of the tech chase instead of panicking. Um, yeah, that was good by him. And oh, that worked.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Like, I don't
I
know
think
if that's just a guaranteed kill.
you're DIing them all in. Yeah, I think here you have to hold. Like this was at 40 or yeah, you got to hold out this way here.
I I
Because
feel like I still probably would have gone killed.
you think by Thunder,
Yeah, even if I hold out, I don't know.
it would have at least been harder
Sure.
than this, right? 'Cause I can hit this. Like, and I don't play Pikachu.
Yeah, I think anyone can hit it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Cool.
Uh, this is fine. So in this situation, when you're getting sharked by upper like this, you have to realize, look at what percent you're at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, this is negligible. It's a fine. Just like don't rush getting down.
Hmm.
Um,
I should have kept holding light shield,
just
honestly.
yeah, and just find a safe way down. So that ended up working out. Nice dash attack. I like this. I really like downer as a tech chase tool at early percents, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, because you can like get into some really nice stuff. Oh, I haven't talked about dealing with neutral B. Um,
Yeah, I think I've seen you just mostly crouch power shield it.
crouch power shielding is not great. I only do that when I feel like I can.
But
Like
okay.
I'll do that if like they do it from off stage,
Okay.
because they're doing it from a higher elevation, and I'm like, well, if it hits, it's kind of dope.
Yeah.
But in terms of like more practical ones, Axe will go into modes where he just neutral beats from a distance, right?
Yeah.
Dashing, if they're at a higher percent, I did this yesterday, you can dash under it if you have the read on it and up B the ending lag of it. Or if they're at low percent, you can get the grab. You can actually dash attack under it. Um, so this is specifically for neutral B, and cutting through it is also great. If you're,
Interesting.
yeah, cutting through it is great. What you don't want to do is like exhaust your double jump over it, which is what I've done against Axe in the past. Is like just like treat it like a platforming game. That's no good.
Wait,
Um,
so what's your answer again? I kind of zoned out a little.
Sure. So if you have the hard read on it, if they've done it repetitively, dash under. So you can dash under the bolt,
And then
and
up
if
B.
they're at early percent, you can get a grab. If they're at high percent, you up B.
Okay.
You can also dash attack under it preemptively, if you have the
Interesting.
hard call out on it. I've done this a lot versus Tyler Swift, so he's like kind of not neutral beat against me that much anymore. Cutting through it is also great, like you did here, if you're in this range. And what I said you don't want to do is just like jump a lot around it
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
yeah, that's what they want.
Hmm.
So cut through it. So here again, right? You're opting to just like reposition center, which is fine, but you could have like threatened a down tilt here.
Hmm.
Okay, good. Oh, so
Imagine
close to
that tipping.
tipping. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think you grab the ledge a little early, like so you have to grab the ledge
Right when
right
he
as he's
zips.
doing this. Yeah, like right here. Force him low, then regular get up, and then try that. Yeah. That also works out, but like what do you get out of this? Now it's just yeah. So I'm not a fan of this. Replace this fair with or this nair with a fair and a little farther back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he gets my grab. Is this how he gets you? Up air? Oh my God.
I feel like I probably should have died there.
I feel like you should have gone ledge here
Yeah,
instead
that's a fair
of
point.
yeah. Oh, he traded that. That was good. Yeah, you gave him more sharking capabilities here with the
Yeah.
platforms.
Guess I could have air dodged downwards too.
He could have, yeah. That would have made it a little harder. That was a really good trade by him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess I could have tried recovering lower.
Yeah, yeah, that was good.
Yeah. So so your overall thoughts of my walling there is that I need to do less nairs. I need to do more jump down tilt.
Fewer nairs, more empty land down tilts.
More shield, more
Especially.
CC wouldn't hurt.
Yep, I didn't see you reset out of shield once. I saw like two instances of just jumping out of shield and rejoining the scrap, instead of like a hard reset. Like you should be when you shield, just have that conscious thought reset.
Hmm.
Like that's fine. Um,
Oh yeah, and
yeah,
like threatening edge guards at the very
threatening
least.
edge guards. Yeah, that's gonna be like something that when you're playing front. Like, do you have a Pikachu to play against? Like,
Oh, yeah,
if
Tyler's
you
actually super down to play me, and like
Tyler's Tyler's
OKP's
probably always down.
here
OKP,
and
yeah.
there.
So if you should just like
Yeah,
and friendly. Just like go for it.
yeah, yeah,
Remember, high you down tilt, low. Low you still down tilt if they're at low percent. Um, Now if you were Ty, you might go for the down air that I'm trying to work on now.
yeah.
Um,
Might as well.
might as well. The reason I like down tilt is because I've down tilted Dan like 8 times in a row when he's low, and just like racked up percent that way, and then
Yeah,
switched to like neutral B.
yeah,
Um, Now down airing him would be a lot faster.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna keep playing Tyler Swift too if you want to watch. And now that you have this information, like you can better contextualize it and see why I'm doing the things I do.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Trying to think of what else. Do you feel like you want to watch another one, or do you feel like you
I feel
uh
like I got the main crux of, I don't know, like the second game. You're probably gonna critique a lot of the same things, like, oh, I suck at walling. The edge guards
yeah,
are non-existent. He
sure.
kills me at
Yeah.
like 50 again. I like
Yeah.
go, okay. Why? Okay, I guess one quick question: why do you go FD instead of Yoshi's?
FD because I can actually shark without having to worry about that platform stuff. Um it makes edge guarding a whole lot easier because they can't go to platform. Um
Okay,
I feel like it's like I've talked to Dan about it too. Like I think and when I play there, I feel like I destroy Pikachu the hardest there when
okay.
I'm playing in practice. And then I take Axe there and I'm just all flustered. But yeah, I still think it's and it makes walling so simplified.
Okay,
Like
yeah, that makes
there's
sense.
no and there are no tricks, right?
Hmm.
Like Tyler Swift will do a lot of this up B stuff onto the platform, edge cancel up B stuff. Like there are no like tricks like that. It's just like simplified, and I really like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hmm. I have a lot to think and practice about.
Hmm.
Especially my walling. I feel like. Do you feel like all of the walling stuff here could like also transfer over to other matchups, like I guess like
Definitely.
Falcon and Fox in particular?
Uh, Definitely. Well, so the thing with Falcon is it's a little different because I use Nair as my main walling tool against Falcon,
Yeah.
usually just because of the way his aerials linger like differently than Pikachu. Um, but yeah, it's the same principle. Definitely versus Fox. It's actually really similar to playing against Fox.
Yeah.
Um, in terms of how you break down the walling, except Pikachu gets abused for it. Like if you do get the opening on Fox, um, your punish game is obviously going to be way more devastating.
Yeah.
But it's really easier to consistently wall out
Hmm.
Pikachu, because of the lack of tools. That's the best way
Um.
I can think of it. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason why I immediately said Falcon is because it feels like the range feels somewhat similar and where you would wall Pikachu and Falcon because like Pikachu has like a little bit greater of a reach than Fox.
Hmm.
So now
I
that's
can
why
see
I
those
brought it up.
similarities. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like we hit a lot of this main points. Anything else to briefly talk about? I guess. I
I'm
guess
trying
at
to
this point, it's up
think.
to me to implement.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've exhausted a lot of my main points.
I do want to talk to you a little bit about maybe in a separate if you want to talk again. I do want to talk a little bit about Mark versus Falco with you for if you're
Sure.
down in
Have
it.
we done that before?
No, I
I
don't think
I
so.
think we've. So what have we done? Fox,
We've done Fox,
Pikachu,
Pikachu,
Yoshi,
Puff, Yoshi. Yeah,
Puff. That's all of them? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we could do Falco.
yeah. At a separate time, but like if
Yeah.
uh, I could talk to you about some more technology that if you wanted me to talk or like demonstrate to you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm down. Like any the I think what I'm looking for is just like random stuff to try.
Yeah,
And like that's anything that I can add, like incremental, like that's going to be hugely beneficial to me. Like just like expanding my gameplay that way if you
for
have
sure,
any ideas like that.
for
And
sure.
also I wanted to ask you about what you meant by like finding the rhythm in tech chasing.
Yeah. Okay, well, one
'Cause-
really quick question before I move on to that. Okay, so versus Falco, how do you deal? I see you play Mango, and
uh,
it's very simple actually, but I get hit way more by his falling aerials from like the top platform than you do. You just really practice like the pivot grab or like maybe Ice
yeah,
Bear.
those areas are really bad.
Yeah.
Um
I get
that
hit by
that's
Falco's
that's like
Wall more than I think I should.
those are like lazy aerials. What he should be doing is doing like late lasers out of platforms to instead of like aerials,
Hmm.
or just like empty landing and then dashing out of that. Um, but yeah, those areas just getting comfortable with pivot grabbing it is
Okay.
really good.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, those are definitely lazy aerials.
for sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll have more in-depth questions about that later. But yeah, I could talk a little bit about tech chasing if you want. Like, I could, we could like do hands-on of net play stuff, or I could just send you links. But yeah, what are some clarifications you have about finding